Dear guests, welcome. I am Betty Mameti, and I will moderate today's event. On behalf of the Club of Amazing Ideas and International Balkan University, I welcome you all. Today here, we gathered for an amazing show. Here at International Balkan University, we don't like just to spread knowledge with our students, we also want to give them practical knowledge of the real life. This holistic process of education requires efficiency and practicality in order to catch up the dynamics of our generation. We are now living in the era of information. We reach very fast to news, which most of the time are bad news. This bad news or bad information drain our energy and motivation. And as a result of this, we have today youngsters who want everything good packed and right now, which is unrealistic requirement for real and honest conditions. In order to address these issues, some amazing students of IBU came with an idea and they presented to me the idea. I was thrilled, and they invited me to be the moderator of this event, which I immediately accepted, and I give them my unconditional support. The goal of this club is, through some personal stories of some eminent and successful individuals, to see their journey, the journey of their life, and to benefit from their life experience, which is a thing that you can't learn or can't read from a book or a script. You can only learn from someone who passed that road. Today, we have two amazing guests. They come from different areas. They have different history, different life journey, but they both are very successful at what they're doing, and they came today to share their personal history with us. I now want to present our two guests. The first one is Elena Hristova. Elena Hristova is by profession an architect, but in the meantime, she's also a singer. She lives in 3 different countries and speaks or sings on 5 different languages. She's a truly embodiment of multiculturalism, if we want to say. She also is right now the lead singer of the group Baklava. The second guest is Professor Shener Bilali, or as most of us know him as the Superman of IBU, because we have Professor Bilali in everything and everywhere. His life journey in IBU started as administrator, as Secretary General, to make his path to the academia, and right now he's prorector of the IBU. Now, with no more delays, I will invite to the floor Professor Shener Bilali. Professor, the floor is yours.
Yes, it's functioning. Yes, the Superman who cannot fly. I didn't reach the nirvana yet. Okay, thanks at last. Now, Imagine a professor is coming to the lecture and suddenly get inside of the classroom. And something happened and the professor starts to go to the fall down. The momentum of the professor go to the fall down, normally the students start to laugh to the professor. But professor managed the situation and start to stand up. And let's say the answer of professor was, if I fall down, you will fall down with me together. So our life journey starts with this principle, especially my professional and, let's say, individual life starts with this kind of joke, because we depend from someone. We always will depend from someone. I depend from someone. We depend from our parents. We depend child, wife, creator. If we believe that God created us, we depend from creator. If we believe that we were evolved from monkey than the big gorilla, we depend from the big gorilla. But in the end of the journey, in the end of the day, we depend from someone. My first principle of my life was that I depend from someone and the others depending from me. So always in my novel success story, I'm starting my day that I depend from someone and someone else depend from me. So that's make me more disciplined. That's forcing me to think that I'm not alone. All my deeds, all my actions, they'll have consequences. So my success, first key of my success is coming from accepting that I depend from something and the others depending from me. I'm not totally out of the control. You are not totally out of the control. Only in Hollywood movies you can see that independency. In the real life, we don't have an independency. We must depend from someone, and the others must depend from us. So I start my journey with this. I believe in this philosophy that we must depend on something. Yes, my journey starts in Macedonia. I start in small, delicious village which we call Terce, near to the Tetovo. I start there, a multicultural environment. Then I finish my high school in medicine in Tetovo. Then I continue my studies in Republic of Turkey, more specifically in Ankara. During I was in my studies, those years, I had friends from around the world, especially I had a close friend from Africa. He was Idris Misuya. I'm giving the name. He was totally black. First time I saw African people. Then we had an evening, or we had an occasion, event to eat together. During we were in the table, we were eating, chatting, laughing. Suddenly something happened and lights go off. Black. I didn't saw nothing. And suddenly they start to yell, "Don't move, don't move." I say, "Idris, what is it?" "I am a black, you can smash me." Then I realized something which I didn't thought even until that day. Accepting yourself how you are and continuing in your life to accept by accepting yourself. That was a second example or second story which will give me, let's say, in my journey, in my noble success. Second, you must accept yourself from where you are coming, and you must accept yourself till where you will go. Like my friend, he accepts that reality. So then I start to accept my reality. I'm coming from a small village. I belong to the working class, but if I try hard, I can arrive to the distances that probably I cannot imagine. Believe me, sincerely, during I was in high school, when they were asking what you want to be future. I was saying professor doctor. I mean, professor doctor is not a profession. It's an art. Everyone was saying bureaucrat, prime minister, doctor. I was saying professor doctor. And I arrived till that momentum becoming a professor doctor. Why? Because I accept that role to me. I took that example from my friend from Africa, from Tanzania, that be careful. If there is a darkness, you can smash me because I'm a black. So that is my second key point. Accept yourself. By accepting yourself, you can know yourself. I accepted myself. How am I? What can I do? What are my potentials? Then I start to invest on myself. Third, I had a friend from a Balkan, again, African state, but from Sudan. I have a lot of friends. And he one day approached to me, say, Shener, I'm in love with a girl. I said, okay, wonderful, good. But she's a Turk. Okay. Because I don't have father, my mother, they are far from Turkey. There is a need for 15, 20 hours to come. Can you come with me to go at home, at her, that girl, and you play the role of my father and require the girl from the father? Okay, I will come. But I didn't ask something which I didn't thought in that momentum. I took the flower, took the chocolate, I took my friend, from Africa, who was a big black, and went to the door of that girl. I just knock at the door, and the father opened the door and say, yes. I say, we came for the girl. He thought that I am. Probably the girl forgot to tell that the future husband is a black. Oh, in Turkish, damat, welcome. I didn't react. Well, fine. And I turned to, Abdullah, did you tell that you are a black? No. Okay. Then we sit, drink a coffee, tea, and I start to speak. Actually, I came to that momentum, I say, we are here, the procedure in Turkey, to give your daughter to this guy. The father say, this guy? I know. I say, this guy. Father just watch. This? Girl say, yes, father. Yes, he. And there was a dead silence, approximately 1 minute. But then we saved the day, diplomacy and the other things, and we took the girl and made a wedding and had a fun. What I learned from here, for me, always be open to the surprises. Be cool. Don't panic, even in that worst situation. So that will be a key of success. Never don't panic. I have chief of student office here, Mrs. Emil. I worked with her 10 years. She said, Professor, I didn't saw you anger or nervous another moment. I'm right? Because I'm open to the surprises always. Be open to the surprises. Any kind of surprises. Death, marriages, professional, personal, emotional surprises. Because I believe that everything is for us. Like in that case. Because there was an act of love. It was not important the color, the language, the distance, the territory. There was a pure love there. Then, you know, in Turkey, in most of the world, of Muslim world, there is a Ramadan, fasting, 1 month. I had a friend from Albania. And suddenly one day, some of the neighbors called us to go to iftar, to eat, to finish the fast. And that guy was in that position that he cannot manage even to maintain on his feet. And suddenly collapsed in elevator. I say, Enes, it was named Edward. What is it? Shener, I didn't eat 24 hours, nothing. I say, why? Because they told me that I must fast. Yes, but we are eating 2 times. They didn't tell me that. The poor guy was thinking that fasting is, you must not eat nothing 1 month. And he collapsed. You see, what I took from that capacity. Otherwise, we can collapse. That guy didn't know the capacity. And I took that story and put in my life that I must know my borders. The momentum when I approach to my borders, I must say, I don't know. We must say, I don't know sometime. You must say, I don't know. Literally, I don't know. I say to my students when they ask me something complicated, I say, I'm not saying go work at home and tell me the classic methodology of professors. I just say, I don't know. What should I know? Because we don't know everything. I don't know everything. The momentum, the moments when I have in my professional life something which I don't know, I just say, I don't know, but I'm trying someone who knows. I am orienting that energy to someone to know, or at least I'm learning. The point is that we learn every day in our lives. We must learn. I learn every day. Every moment, every second, I'm trying to learn something, because that's making me younger and handsome. So the journey is continuing always, every day, innovations, professional life, private life. I mean, depending, being open to the surprises, knowing your potential, knowing your borders. I think that those are 3 or 4 elements which they will make you successful. At least they made me successful. But the most important thing, the last, is that do I enjoy from that? Do I like to be a professor? Do I like to be a Shener Bilali? Yes, I enjoy to be Shener Bilali. I like to live like Shener Bilali. I'm not ashamed being a Shener Bilali. Yes, you may say, Shener, but that is egoism. Yes, but it is good. It's make me feel good. If that's make you feel good, I believe that even egoism can be tolerable sometime. But in that Holy Grail, did you hear about the Holy Grail? If ego, my ego is that Holy Grail, if I put those 3 components in that Holy Grail, and if I drink that, believe me, I can become a Jesus Christ even. Why not? That is a success, to combine your knowledge, your ego, your borders, your capacity. Normally, adding a little bit and modesty. Modesty will be our primary target in our lives. So I believe that that Holy Grail will be my Holy Grail. And only I can drink from that Holy Grail. That's make me Shener Bilali. Yes, formally, university, 2 MA, 1 PhD, approximately 11 or 12 years in IBU, different problems, students, administration, bureaucrats. I'm saying I'm just balancing all the time. I don't read, I balance. So I believe in those, let's say, specifications. There is no different mystical story of the success. I don't believe in perfectionism. Even I don't believe in geniality, I mean being a genius. I consider the genius like a deviation. I believe in normal ways. Einstein said that. 99% hard work, 1% inspiration, not 99% inspiration. So 99% we must work hard to sacrifice. Otherwise, without the sacrifice, there will be results. I don't want to say there will be not results. But then I am not Shener Bilali. That I am something which the others prefer to be. But if we want to be what we are and enjoy that egoism, we must sacrifice and work 99%. At least I believe in that. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for listening to me, and thank you for the amazing clap. Can I go? Did I pass the time? Yes.
Thank you very much for your inspirational speech, Professor Bilali. At least now, guys, you know how a life of Superman looks. And if you want to be a future academician, what paths you should follow. If I can summarize, Professor Bilali here exposed some values as be calibrated or be balanced, love more, be ready for surprises or be open to surprises, and the last but not the least, be grateful with what you are, what you represent. Now, with no more delays, I will invite my second guest, Maria Hristova, but she entered the flows the way a singer enters the flow. Thank you.
La signorina obbujanoa como a la luna e della sua faccia che eclaira el boulevard como è la luna e della sua faccia che eclaira el boulevard volevo Oj devojče more, kiće bre Jorgovanče, ne stoj, dejče, kiće bre sprema mene, me izgore dejče, mene bre me spogore, gori ludo prava. Mene mama ludo za tebe ne me dava. Ne me dava ludo. O ti bre kukja nemaš. Ako kukja nemam, dejče, kemer be parimam. Kukja ke napravam, dejče, kukja bre devetkata. Good evening, good afternoon. I'm Elena, and I'm very happy to be here with you today. Thank you for the organization of this beautiful event. Believe it or not, this was a love song, a love existential song. It's about a dialogue between Gelit and Damat. He's saying to her, "Hey, sweet girl, you're like a flower, like a Yorgovan. Don't stay like this in front of me. I'm burning from your beautiness." So she's saying, "Yes, you're burning, but I cannot do anything about this because you're poor. And mother and father are not giving me to you." And he said, "Okay, but I will fight, I will build a house, 9 floors house, and you will be mine," something like this. But the reason why I decided to sing this song for you is not because I wanted to give us a small concert. It is because singing was always the way for me to express myself in totally, like the easiest way of communication. Every time, since I was young, I remember in high school they used to call me jukebox because I was always singing and changing the styles, like 24 hours just singing. Even in the classes, I was working and singing. It was the same at the university as well. While my architecture studies on the class, I used to draw and sing and something like this. And I remember that one time the professor came. He was a big one. He was speaking some kind of Serbian language to me or something, and he said, "Izbaci taj instrumenat napolje da ga ne razbijem." It meant, take this instrument outside or I will crash it. So, well, yes, singing was always giving me a reason to travel as well. Or to say different, I love to go traveling all around the world, not only for giving concerts, but to enjoy. Sometimes I will just, everybody will left from the band, and I will say, I think I will stay some 3 days more to just enjoy this place. And sometimes I can stay not 3 days, I would stay to 1 week, 10 days, sometimes 1 month, 2 months, it depends of how free time I have at that time. So, but while singing, I met a lot of people. So it means sometimes, anywhere, when I start singing, they will say, "Come here, who are you, what are you doing?" and something like this. So for me, the best present from people all around the world was to take a song from them. I was asking them to sing for me. So they were sing for me in their own language, and it will be a good memory for me. It will be like a souvenir in my body, my soul. So I will remember them till the end of my life, for sure. Except this, traveling and meeting people, singing made me to dive in the past, to dig in my roots and the root of the world by exploring the traditional music. It's very powerful. The traditional music is very powerful to go and to communicate with the past generation. It's amazing what she is capable to do. So that's how I start with a lot of researching, and that's how I start to make a documentaries as well. But one of the, I can tell an example of how singing made me stay in the most beautiful country in the world for me. It's Turkey for sure. Turkey is one of my biggest passion for living, especially Istanbul. You know, Istanbul is... Istanbul, I think I'm in love with Istanbul like in a person. I miss it when I'm not there. I have hard moments when I'm there, etc. So, but Istanbul, it's driving my adrenaline to explore, to research, to meet a lot of people. So I don't have to travel anywhere after Istanbul because everything is traveling there. I can see everything there. I can experience everything there. That's how I feel. But let me tell you the story how I start my new life, my new journey in Istanbul. It was many years ago. I went with a friend. She's also a singer, just to have a holiday in Turkey. But it was my first time there, and I didn't know what to expect. Like, why to go so far? Let's go to the Adriatic Sea. It's beautiful. She said, no, let's see something different. So we went to Fethiye, to a beautiful place called Butterfly Valley, just to visit it for 2 hours. She had a friend who brought us there. So we went there, and it was a very, very beautiful place in the nature. There were people who were making some ecological project. There was only tents and some small tahta buildings and nothing else. And I said, oh my God, it's so beautiful here that I would like to stay for the rest of my life here. I don't want to move. This is what, like, can I come again? Can I stay here? And then it was about the time to go. We were swimming, but we went very far away from the coast. And I started singing. But you know, the place is like a natural stage, because there are rocks which are connecting in some point. So I didn't know that the acoustic is so great, you know. There were people waiting for us outside. So they said, come out. There is a boat waiting for us. We have to go back. It's the last boat of the day, because you can reach there only by boat. And we were trying to swim out. And we noticed that there are 2 people coming to us, swimming our way. And they asked us, excuse me, can you give a concert tonight here? I said, but we are with the swimming suit, we don't have anything. They said, trust us, everything is okay, you can stay. Sattık arkadaşlarımız, dedik güle güle siz gidin, biz kalacağız. Ama nasıl kalacağız? Kimseyi tanımıyoruz. Çok iyi arkadaşlar da ilk defa buraya geliyoruz. Ne gelecek başımıza bilmiyoruz. Neyse. Ateş yaktılar. They made a big fire. There was a rocks. They projected a movie there. And we were singing a cappella, the 2 of us, in front of the fire. So it was beautiful. And from that time on, I was like a sponge. I wanted to learn everything about this culture, not only Turkish, but the culture of everybody who lives in this area. And also, I learned a lot about this music, a lot about these instruments. So the sickness started. Yes, but I was never thinking that I will be a professional musician, that I will be a professional singer. Because nobody teaches us at the school what we want to achieve, what we want to be, how we like to live, how to content our life, and how to laugh. Nobody teaches us. So, at the end, I finished architecture studies, but I think it couldn't fulfill me so much because I needed the freedom. I needed the art to express myself, and this was more like more like a slave condition than freedom condition. But anyway, I find a formula how to fulfill my emptiness. I was visiting a lot of exhibitions and film festivals. I was going to the other faculties like fine arts and dramatic faculties, etc., etc. So I was surviving to feel happy and fulfilled. But I think the pressure was from myself, because my mother and my father or somebody else didn't say to me, you should take this profession so you will become somebody. It was me who was doing this pressure to myself. How? By saying to myself, you have to study the hardest university, the hardest faculty, to have maximum points, to be the best in order to deserve your place under the sun, to be happy and to drive your adrenaline. But it was not like this, obviously. So, can I have a little bit water? So I was singing during the whole time, and somehow singing became my profession. But how it became my profession? I started earning money, giving big concerts, and it's kind of universe. The universe was giving me awards for singing. So it was like connecting the passion and the profession together. It was important thing. So for all of you, first of all, I want to say that you should follow your passion. But not follow your passion, but the passion should follow you. Because you should not sit and wait and say, what is my passion? What is my passion? No, it's something that is happening while you're living, while you're listening to your heart. So listen to your heart, really listen to your heart, and you will see slow and slow, make a slowly steps, and you will achieve something that is connected with your passion. I don't know, it sounds crazy, but I think I can. If I want, anytime I can stop with doing singing. Maybe I will continue with something different. If I get bored from this, or I feel that I must achieve another thing, I'm doing my documentaries, I'm dancing. Maybe I will become a mathematician again, or something like this. Who knows? To point some situation when I was happy, very happy, It was the day that I met Baba Zula, and it was, they came to Skopje to have a concert. I was already living in Istanbul, but we didn't know each other. So I heard from my friend in Skopje, from my band Baklava. He said, we're going to have a concert on the Skopje Jazz Festival, O-Fest, with some Turkish band. I said, hangisi acaba? And he said, Baba Zula. I said, Baba Zula, it's not possible. But it doesn't happen because the organizer decided to change the program, to prolong us for the next year in order to take another Turkish band at the same night. So I was just about to leave the country. I was very desperate, but to leave the country to accept another concert in Montenegro. And I was preparing to go to Montenegro, and my friend Adnan, who is the reason that I'm here today, and I want to say a big hello to him, just called me and he said, what are you doing? Baba Zula are in my shop, jewelry shop. Do you want to come? I said, of course. In this moment, I knew that I should quit the concert in Montenegro, and I'm sure that I will achieve to sing with this band tonight because I knew all of their songs, and my wish was totally big to achieve this. So I sang with them that night, and after I remember that I was crying from happiness. And then a few months later, I was a guest on their concert in Istanbul, but I was singing 15 songs with them, not only one, with a famous Turkish band singing on Turkish. And then I was a part of their documentary in Cappadocia. So, and then how I became their singer. I was visiting, I think, the world by giving concerts, by meeting people, and mostly we were performing on the Jazz Festival, World Music Festival, big clubs, and film festival. So it's a big pleasure to be able to sing on the Berlinale Festival or Toronto Film Festival, to watch the movies, to meet the stars, and also to give a concert and to meet the biggest names in the world music and jazz scene. So there are many, many stories that I can tell about my life, but what is important for me to say to yourself, find the medium to express yourself, find the medium which will help you. It will be like a tool to help you to achieve your goals. For me, like singing was an echo. I like to sing in the nature. I like to sing in the church, in the halls, to hear my voice, which is supporting me back, giving me support back, and to communicate with God and nature or whatever you want. So this is the first thing that I want to say. And second, don't be afraid to stay alone, to travel alone, or at least to travel with people who are not dragging you to not jump one step more in your growing. It's necessary to grow, it's necessary to change, maybe even change the career, maybe even change the university or whatever, change the life. It's necessary if your inner being is telling you to do this, because you need to grow up, you need to change. Thank you very much.
Okay, no, it's good. Thank you very much, Elena, for these very motivational speech. Elena is a living proof that a passion should be followed with any price. She followed her childish impetus, her passion for music, and she stayed hungry for the new events in her life. She changed the profession, which we often are very scared to go outside our, let's say, served frameworks of life. And that takes big courage, and you should be really brave to take such a step. Now, I will conclude this first event of Amazing Talk Club, but I would like to invite, first, behind this event there are very hardworking students, but I will like to invite just one of them in order to give his thoughts about this event. Furkan Coşkun, please join me on the stage.
Thanks, Betim. My heart beats so fast. First of all, I would like to thank everyone for coming and being part of this amazing event. When we established this amazing Ideas Club, our aim was to come up with new activities. Amazing Talks is just one of them, and we want to make sure that students will have great time in the campus. I will not mention the others, by the way, because we want them to be a surprise. And I would like to thank a lot to the first guest of our program, Mrs. Elena Hristova, and our dear Vice Rector, Professor Shener Bilali. Also, thank you very, very much to my teammates. We are thinking, we are working, and we are doing. Amazing Ideas Club.
So, dear friends, students, colleagues, this is the end of the event. After this event, we will serve you a baklava to conclude this event. And I would like once more, please, I once more would like to thank our guests, Elena and Professor Bilali, and kudos to all these students who were involved in this event. Thank you very much. To the next one.